Warning, the shit that you're about to see on this channel, performed by a true hooligan. If you're not at all a hooligan or part of the hooligan nation, you might want to turn away now. Thank you very much and subscribe.
So I was driving, coming home, and there was a car with some bright ass lights behind me, right on my bumper. Like hit me right in this mirror right here. And it was shining like directly in my eyes. So I was trying to figure out, like, they're tailgating me, and like any good person who's tailgating, they get out of the way. But any delinquent or hooligan who's tailgating, they're gonna get out of the way in style. So I did. I got out of the way in style. I essentially dropped the gear and disappeared. But little did I fucking know that the person who was tailgating me and on my bumper was a fucking cop. So I dropped the gear and disappeared and didn't look back, didn't think twice. I went past Joe and collected my $200. I got my $200. You're giving me my shit, you ain't keeping it. But essentially what happened is I got a phone call, and this phone call prompted me to pull over to the side, and it was like a real serious phone call that, I didn't need to be on the bike listening to the engine. It was from, it was from the house, it was from the homestead. So, whenever it comes from your house, you gotta think, especially when someone drops some real knowledge on you. I'm not going to talk about what it is because, it's kind of personal, but that got a little loose. But that's what I'm talking about with these roads in Houston, man. They're just so unlevel. You think you got a nice little area you can take with just a little tiny bit of speed, and it turns out, hey, that shit could fuck you up real quick. But back to what I was saying. I dropped the gear, disappeared, and was driving normally. At this point in time, I was driving normal. Then I went and I pulled over on the side of the road. I put my signals on, pulled over to the side of the road, was sitting there talking safely on the grass, not like on the actual shoulder of the road. I was talking on my phone, seeing what was going on, getting ready to get back on my bike, and out of nowhere, this cop flies. I mean, is fucking flying. He goes flying past me. Hold on, gotta go fast again. That wasn't really too fast, to be honest. It's just really high up in RPM. But this cop just flying past me. And I thought, okay, what is this? Okay, is something really happening? What's going on? So I say, what's up, dude? What's up, homie? But he goes flying past me. Then out of nowhere, I hear his tires screeching. This cop pops a U-turn in the middle of an intersection. Pops a U-turn in the middle of the intersection, drives over the barriers and straight on to me. So any person who's in a situation where they see a cop do that, I said, okay, hold on. I put my phone on mute and was looking at this cop like, what the fuck is going on? And he pulls his car straight up onto the front half of my bike and draws a gun on me and tells me, he's like, freeze, put your hands up. He's like, don't move. Handcuffs me, and then has me sitting on the shoulder of the road trying to figure out, what's going on. He's like, did you see me? Did you see me? Why didn't you stop? Why didn't you stop? I was like, I did not see you. I was like, your lights were literally shining in my mirror. The only thing I could see was blue. So I tried to get around you because I thought you were tailgating me. So he's like, oh no, I wasn't tailgating you. He's like, I was just reading your license plate to see if you had any infractions. And I asked him why he got so close, and he was like, well, you have a small license plate on your bike, so it's a lot harder for me to see at night with it. And I was like, you know, you could have hit my tire. What would have happened if I would have had the brake? You would have ran me over and you would have hit me. And the actual cop apologized. He's like, you know, he's a really cool biker, and, you know, like, he rides all the time. He was telling me about being safe. He was asking me about my bike, what mods I have done, how often I take it to the track, and what I do. Now, the reason why I say this is because yesterday I got pulled over by a cop that I knew he was going to pull me over. Like, you ever have one of those situations where you know you're going to get pulled over? He stopped at a red light. A red light. Now, you got this fucker back here, he wants to tailgate. He stopped at a red light in the opposite side, on the opposite lane from me. Like, really far back, like in my blind spot, like, you know, hey, I know you're getting ready to run or something like that, so, you know, I'm going to make sure that if you run, you know, I can cut you off. Like, one of those types of situations. And I was sitting there, like, I was so confused as to what was going on. Like, the light turns green, he turns his lights on. I'm like, okay, what the fuck did I do now? Because, you know, I didn't do anything. I'm sitting at a red light, I can't fucking do anything. Now, here's why I talk about this story. You know how, like, you have your bike and you're like, this cop is a dumbass. There's like 500 different reasons that he could have pulled me over for, but he chooses to sit here and tell me it's because I have my license plates modified, or, you know, your license plate can't be like this or something like that. But, you know, if the cop knew anything, he would notice that you had like a full exhaust system, and technically you can't have those on the street, and it is an infraction. Now, I know there's no noise ordinance law in Texas, but still, like, it's an infraction because the exhaust has to be stamped with that for off-road use only. Once you have something that's stamped for off-road use only, they can write you a ticket for it. But here's how I know that something has to change. This cop knew absolutely nothing. The only thing he knew was that my license plate was flipped up. So because of that, you know, you ever get those situations where you're like, you know, you just want to test the cop to see what they're doing? So I was extra polite as shit. But I told this cop he pretty much he didn't know bikes. I knew he did not know bikes. There's no way. Because he was asking me, he was like, is your license plate, he's like, did your bike come with this license plate like this? I was like, yes, officer. This is how my bike came, with a license plate like this and these turn signals. He's like, okay, well, you can't have that. And then I asked him, because people in Texas, they get like fender eliminator kits, and then they mount the actual license plate like way towards the back of the swing arm of the bike. He's like, it has to be at the furthest back corner of the bike. I was like, okay, officer. I was like, well, from prior experience of what I used to do, I know that there's bikes that come with the license plates mounted back there. He's like, well, that's fine if they come from the factory like that. Then I was like, you just told me I couldn't do that. He's like, that's a modification for your bike. I was like, but my bike has the option to do that. He's like, well, then, okay, that's fine. So that's how I knew this officer, like, he didn't really know what he was doing. He just knew he needed a reason to pull me over. That's kind of what I got out of it. And this is like a thing that you should know. My license plate was not flipped up. I flip my license plates up for my videos, and I pull them out whenever I go out and ride. So you can read my number. I had 4 other cops tell me, even with my license plates flipped up, they can read it. I even had one of the judge from the Sugar Land Municipal Court tell me that my license plate is fine like that. And he tells me that my license plate is not readable. Then, here's the best part though. When he gets out of the car, he tells me that I had a speeding ticket. Like, that's got me. How could you do that? But, you know, I'm going to end it because this video is probably going to be freaking long anyways. I'm not going to make a 2-parter. I promise I'll make a shorter video tomorrow. But, like my shit, bitches. All you hooligans and delinquents out there in the fucking world who watch my videos and is trying to be a part of the delinquent nation, not just here in Houston. You know, let me know where you're from. Let me know what kind of stories you have, shit like that. But like my shit, share my shit, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your friend, tell your girlfriend, tell your side chick, which I know you got. I know you got a side chick. And she probably fine as hell too. But let me know. I'm out, bitches.